Hello everyone, welcome to this session. My name is Karthik and I'm from Cloudside Technologies. In this session, we will discuss more about Retail AI. Retail AI is a managed service provided by Google Cloud Platform, which help retailers to integrate search and product recommendation into their website. Before getting into the details of Retail AI itself, first let's understand what are the impact of implementing a good recommendation and a good search system into a retailer's website. Well, Insider Intelligence, a market research company, conducted research on impact of implementing personalized recommendations on a homepage, and the results were something like this. There is a 60% chance of user clicking on a personalized recommendation placed on a homepage, and the impact of placing the recommendation across segments can increase the revenue up to 30%. Is into merchandising, it can go beyond 30% as the increase in sales results in fewer non-moving garments, which results in less recycling for that year. To put it into perspective, if a company is making $1 million in revenue and if they can place the right recommendations for users, the revenue might go up to $1.3 million. The same group conducted a research on impact of bad search recommendation, and they found out that at least 25% of the customers leave the site right away if the first set of recommendation doesn't match their expectations. And from here, let's ask the question, well, what is the consequences involved in maintaining a good recommendation and a good search system? In order to maintain a great recommendation system, we will need a team of data scientists and data engineers and multiple pipelines running to serve the recommendation. This will work with a company who has hundreds or thousands of employees, all company which are focused on getting into the market as early as possible. This is nearly impossible. And coming to the search system, most of the in-house search systems are built on top of either Apache Solr or Elasticsearch, the EKL stack. Again, the problem here is the overhead in infrastructure. Not just that, it also comes with a heavy infra bill. And here is where Google powered Retail AI comes with its powerful recommendation and product search capabilities. This is how a dashboard for the Retail AI looks like. And here you can see what are all the APIs enabled, and this catalog part here is actually shows the catalog that we have ingested. Retail AI allows us to ingest 3 different catalogs, and branch 1 is one catalog, branch 0 is one catalog, branch 1 is another, and branch 2 is the next one. You can directly import catalogs via the console itself. I will show you in a minute. And the events, it's events also. This is how the data tab of the Retail AI looks like. Here we have 2 segments, one is catalog and the other one is events. So this is how the catalog data typically looks like. You'll have a product ID, title, price, stock availability, categories, and other tags attached to it. And going to the events tab, here you can see all the list of events that got added to your. There are multiple different types of events that can be ingested into Retail AI, some of which are add to basket. If a user add to cart, add to basket. Detailed page view, this if a user goes into a page and view the product inside the page, then it comes under detailed page view. Home page view, if a user land on a home page, then this is captured as home page view. Purchase, if the user completed a purchase on a website, that's captured like this, so on and so forth. So now how to import, it's very straightforward. So let's try to import a new set of catalogs for us, right? To import catalog, you just have to click here, and in the import type you can choose between product catalog or the user events. We will go through both in a minute. Source of data, you can directly sync your merchant center to your Retail AI, or you can have it in a Google Cloud or in your BigQuery. BigQuery is the data warehouse service provided by Google Cloud Platform, and GCS is the storage service provided by Google. So I have made a small file here just for the demo purpose. And import branch, so we already have, for the branch 0 we already ingested a set of files. So let's take branch 1 for this, and here the schema of the data. This shows what is the schema. So Retail AI has a particular schema that has to be followed, otherwise the ingestion will fail. You will not see the product getting ingested into the console. So here I can go and inside demo catalog data, I have a small demo catalog data, and here, and I'm just importing it. That's it. Our import job got started. We will see the data here in a minute. Yeah, it's getting ingested. Now let's go to the events. Inside events, it's very similar process. Just have to go to import, and in the import type is user event here, and the user events can also be imported from GCS or the BigQuery. And so you can ingest multiple different types of user events, and I have taken few of it. Add to cart, just selecting the add to cart and then importing. So every event type has a particular schema that has to be followed, and once that is followed, Retail AI will understand what is the type of the data that is actually getting ingested, and it will take things accordingly. So now let's get into model training. Let's assume all the data got ingested. So our data will be ingested in some time, but let's assume for now, let's use the existing data set for now, and let's see how easy it is to train a model using the Retail AI. So here we already have few existing models. Let's see how easy it is to create a model using Retail AI. So here you can actually create 7 different types of model. So recommended for you is a personalized recommendation for any user. This is the model predicts that a user is very likely to engage with this particular product. This is usually based on the user's previous engagement with the same website, and others you may like, maybe like the product that you have already engaged with but you didn't like it. So products that are very similar or related to that will be shown. Frequently bought together is like if you're buying a phone, then showing a case or a tempered glass along with that will be the frequently bought together. And similar items, let's say if you're viewing a particular, like this red color shirt, and this will try to show all the other red color shirts the user might be interested in. Buy it again, as the name says, if you have already bought it, and model try to push that data. Yeah, these are the primary models that we have. So let's try to train a recommended for you model. So here you can choose the business objectives for any model. So it can be either click-through rate or conversion rate. So what is the difference between a click-through rate and a conversion rate? So click-through rate is the model measures itself by whether the user clicked on the product or not. If the user clicked the product and the user not necessarily has to buy it, here the click-through rate model will take it as a positive sign. But the conversion rate is one where the model will take it as a positive sign only if the user ended up buying the product. So different business objectives need a different types of data. Let's see one. So any given model will demand a minimum level of data that has to be present. For example, in the recommended for you click-through rate, the model is expecting at least last 7 days of detailed page view within 90 days, and 10 occurrences per catalog item on average, and at least 100 unique catalog items for the detailed page events, and 1000 detailed page view events in last 90 days. And not only that, and also it demands at least 7 days of homepage view in events, and at least 10,000 homepage view events in last 90 days. So depending on the model, what are the model input parameters, this data requirements will be changed for different models. You will see different one. And tuning preference frequency, this tuning preference, the model try to tune / retrain itself on a certain frequency. So in this case, every 3 months the user's behavior pattern would have changed, so this will make more sense. For all other models, there will be different requirements and different things needed. So once the data is ingested and you have given and all the data requirements are met, you can just create it. And just, sorry, I didn't give a name. Demo recommended for you, and I'm creating it. So recommendation model. So the model training got started. You could see it here. So the model will take time to train. Usually it'll take around 1 day to 3, anywhere between 1 day to 3 days to actually complete the training. Once the training is done, the model will be ready to query. There is a set of APIs that are available to access the model itself, using which we can actually fetch results for these models. We have something called serving configs. So this helps us to add configurations for every models. So let's take a quick look into this. take a recommended for you model which got already trained, and then now we can set the preference. So what is the price ranking? So price ranking is, it'll rank the products based on prices. And so results diversification, it will help the user to discover more products if properly set. So once it's in a rule based thing, there are 4 different columns. So on a rule base, you can see the diversification level. If there is no diversification level, then the recommendations will be properly based on model. If it is in low, then it will have 3 products per catalog. If it is medium, then it's 2 products per catalog. If it is high, then it's 1 product per catalog. And if it is auto, it will choose depending on the actual recommendations and the total and the weightage in the catalog itself. Well, this is how easy is it's to ingest data and train models using Retail AI, and you can actually customize on top of the trained model. We will have another session where we will explain that in more detailed manner. Thank you.